This is Crashtorrent app. It costs $99 and has 50,000 downloads with a total revenue of $4.95 million. This is Radarscope. It costs $9.99 and has 100,000 downloads with a total revenue of $5 million. This is Camcard. It costs 99 cents and has 10 million downloads with a total revenue of $6.6 million. Three very different price points, three equally successful apps. It all comes down to understanding your user and your product, then nailing the revenue model. If you click on this video, chances are you want to create a profitable app. One half of that is the app itself. You obviously need a solution that works well enough that people will pay for it. And let's say you want to go with a subscription-based revenue model, because I think we can all agree ads can go to hell. The question is, do you make your profits from high price or high sales volume? Kind of both. Which is the right choice for your solution? We're going to explore that by looking at three successful apps that occupy different price points of the price spectrum. By the end, you will have a better idea what kind of price point is best for your app. Just some disclaimer, the number stated only refers to Google Play Store, since Apple doesn't make download info public. There are many other revenue models out there. This video focuses on subscriptions. The revenue figures are based on Zoom info, so it won't be 100% accurate, but that's fine. I just wanted to show that these apps are successful. Next, here are 4 factors that affect choice of revenue model. Number 1, user persona. Number 2, market size. Number 3, barrier to entry or competitors. Number 4, price elasticity. Sounds fancy, but it's really simple. User persona. Your user persona is a snapshot of your primary customers' key details, including age range, income bracket, and typical personality traits. To put it bluntly, do they have money and what do they normally spend it on? Many people start with a solution, and that's fine, as long as you map it to a real user persona and the right price point. You can have as many personas as is relevant, but you don't want to falsely inflate the number of personas. Be specific and be honest, because your personas is how you estimate your second factor, market size. How many potential customers are out there? For example, say I wanted to target all pet owners in the US. My market size would be over 85 million. Say I wanted to target only German Shepherds owners in the US. My market size has now shrunk all the way down to 3.5 million. Still a lot, but nowhere near 85 million. On the surface, bigger markets sound more lucrative, but in reality, they are also a lot more competitive, and unless you really scale your product to deliver unbeatable prices, smaller markets tends to be better. Say you wanted to compete with Walmart. If you had billions of dollars in upfront capital, you could open up your own hypermarket and sell exactly what Walmart sells while competing with them on price. If you don't, you'll be better off opening a specialty shop with products that Walmart doesn't want to carry. Your market size is smaller, but you have a shot at getting a share of that market. Just make sure it's big enough. The last thing you want is to pick a niche that has no money in it. Barrier to entry or competition. Whatever you're doing, how difficult would it be for someone else to do the same? Here's the thing about having a successful business. Everyone will want to copy it. Can they? If they can't, congratulations. You are now in a powerful position, because you pretty much don't have to worry about competition. Take CyberTuner for example. It's an app priced at $999 and offers professional-grade piano tuning services that your typical developer cannot compete with. It's so outrageous, I'm not even including it in the examples later. It's an outlier. Of course, being unique is a huge advantage, but it's not a blank check to charge whatever you want. You will have to consider this very simple economic principle. Price elasticity of demand. Your app could be really popular at a certain price. Let's call it $10. And you are an entrepreneur. So of course you try to make more money by raising the price to $11. At the new price, demand stays the same. That's a 10% increase in revenue and it's all profit. You get greedy and try raising it to $12 and your demand drops by half. You make more per sale, but overall less revenue. That's price elasticity of demand at work. The higher the elasticity, the more you can increase price without seeing a drop in demand. This mainly applies to essential goods like gas and food. But let me be clear, nobody likes price increases. It's just that your app is essential, say a critical business service provider. You have a lot of leverage over customers. True story. During the peak of the COVID lockdown in Malaysia, there was a digital HR app, I won't name them, but they basically held their customers' data hostage. Either pay your subscription fee or we'll terminate your contract and you lose all your payroll and compliance data. Kind of a move because businesses were struggling. But people paid, and that company is still in operation. In fact, they're bigger than ever. On the other hand, it can really backfire if your app is not as essential as you'd hope. Remember Twitter Blue? Of course, overall sales figures are what ultimately matters. So founders usually experiment with different price points to see where they make the most money. Hey guys, quick favor, subscribe to my channel and help me reach more non-tech founders like you. Save them from bad developers. Back to the video. Okay, let's just recap the factors one more time. User persona, market size, barrier to entry or competitors, price elasticity. These 4 factors are how we'll be examining our examples. Let's look at our first one, 99 cents app example. Camcard lets users store a digital business card inside their phone. Ever went around with the card holder full of cards, exchanging them with strangers? Let's face it, it was super cringy, but we all had to do it. Instead of that, with Camcard, you just fill in your details in your phone and it gets saved as a shareable QR code that someone can scan. A basic digital business card is free to use, and there's a premium version where they offer unlimited scans and the ability to export a list of your contact information to platforms like Excel and Salesforce. They've got a few different pricing options, but what lands them on the list is their 99 cent special deal for a limited time only. A few things to note here. It's only 99 cents for the first month and $5.99 every month after. Ain't no way this is for a limited time only. It's not like they're lying to people's faces, but there's definitely some marketing strategies at work here based on their understanding of their persona. User persona. Everyone who regularly networks and uses business cards, spanning a variety of age ranges, genders, personality traits, and income brackets. This means everyone from CEO of blue chip companies down to undergraduates in university. One thing they all have in common, they find physical business cards a huge chore and would love to have a way to make it more convenient. Market size, it's huge. The market size is going to be in the tens, if not hundreds of millions, easily. But that's hundreds of millions of people across varying income brackets. Barrier to entry. Really low. It's useful, but nothing this app offers is unique or particularly hard to do. There's no defining feature, and I'm not trying to be mean, but it's kind of like a gas station of app. Every gas station is the same. It's just which gas station is the nearest. Price elasticity. The market is huge. The product is easy to build and has a low barrier to entry. This tells you the app has very low price elasticity, meaning you can easily price yourself out of the market because, as you can see, this market is really competitive. Also, you'll find that when you're trying to sell to those with less spending power, you'll have more success with recurring small charges anyway, because that way you'll stay accessible to all your users. In the long run, you'll still end up making a healthy amount of profit. Camcard's Google Play Store performance tells us that their low price, high volume revenue model worked. 10 million downloads and an estimated $5 million in sales. $9.99 app example. Radarscope is an interesting case. It's not my wheelhouse at all, but that's kind of the point. Radarscope is a specialized display utility for weather enthusiasts and meteorologists that allows you to view NextRad Level 3 and super resolution radar data along with tornado, severe thunderstorm, flash flood, and special marine warnings and predicted storm tracks issued by the US National Weather Service. It can display the latest reflectivity, velocity. Okay, I understood like 20% of that and have zero interest in finding out the remaining 80%. Clearly, Adrian is not the target audience. This description is filled with jargon and doesn't make any attempt to simplify it. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's not meant for you. Let's compare Radarscope's display to that of a more typical weather app. I think that says it all. Let's break it down. User persona. As the description states, is for meteorologists and weather enthusiasts. I guess that's a thing. I also noticed that their mobile app specially caters to the North American market. All their displays are US cities and I can't actually download the app on my phone because it's region locked. I honestly don't know what the average meteorology enthusiast is like. I'm thinking of stuffy old man who still reads physical newspaper, and I'm probably dead wrong. One thing you learn as you go through life is that people develop passions about anything and everything, and passionate people are great customers. You just need to make sure that there are enough of them. Market size. A quick Google search tells me that the biggest weather hobbyist group is the American Meteorological Society, which has 13,000 members. Just based on that, a developer like me who has no insider information of the weather and meteorology, this is not a feasible business idea at $9.99. The market is just too small. Clearly, the developers know better. They are long-standing industry experts who started the app 12 years ago and have built up a solid reputation. This is what I meant earlier about finding niche market. Having on-the-ground knowledge of industry trends and true market size is invaluable. Barrier to entry. It is insanely high. Even if I wanted to build this app, I don't think I could. Frankly, I don't think most developers could build and maintain this level of infrastructure. Not only is there a high knowledge requirement, you also need lots of integration with potentially sensitive satellite data, and that kind of stuff doesn't just get given out. There's a reason why there's so many of these, but very few apps like this. So yeah, they don't have to be too worried about competition. They really just have to worry about price elasticity. The biggest factor working against this app is that it seems relatively non-essential. It may be great at what it does, but it ultimately feels like a hobby's toy, which can easily price itself out of the market. I wouldn't be surprised if someone who used this also had a simpler weather app. As a result, RadarScope's revenue model for the mobile app is a one-time $9.99 subscription. Because the market is smaller and there's a really high barrier to entry, they have a unique product and a passionate audience. They just need to find the right price point, and in that case, it's $9.99 one-time payment to download. At $100,000, this gives them $1 million in revenue from their Google Play Store alone. Overall, ZoomInfo has them making $5 million in revenue. $99 app example. To fully understand Crestron app revenue model, we need to look at their parent company. Crestron Electronics is an American MNC that makes and sells high-end audio-visual automation and integration equipment. So all the expensive TVs, speakers, and sound systems you see in commercial outlets and luxury homes. How expensive? Let's just say if you browse their site, a lot of products don't have prices displayed. Because if you have to ask, you can't afford it. Seriously, Crestron made $2 billion in 2021. The Crestron app was an IoT app that turned an Android phone into a remote control for basically every appliance in the home. Looking at the app description, users could control lighting, music, heating and cooling, security, televisions, shades, door locks, and CCTVs, all from the interface. I think they forgot to mention the app could also turn water into wine and bring the dead back to life. But seriously, these interfaces look really nice and intuitive. They've made it tablet friendly, and anyone can navigate these screens if they're even remotely tech savvy. The Crestron app revenue model is simple: $99 for a lifetime subscription. Let's look at the app through the lens of the factors we covered earlier. User persona. People who can afford to have an integrated office or home media system worth tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars. These personas want the luxury experience and they have the disposable income to pay for it. Market size? It's small because most consumers will not be able to afford this sort of luxury, and this is clearly an attempt by Crestron to upsell their hardware. Barrier to entry. Really high. Yes, you could make your own IoT app to compete with Crestron app, but even if it worked better than theirs, people always prefer going with the original manufacturer. So yeah, the customers are never leaving them. Price elasticity. When you drop $50,000 on a home system, the ability to connect and control everything through a phone becomes sort of essential to get the full experience. I would say it's got decent elasticity. They could have gotten away with a higher price point. So with a user persona of wealthy consumers, a relatively small market size, a high barrier to entry, and decent price elasticity, it makes sense to go for a high price, low volume revenue model. It's not that they want low volume, it's just that they're realistic about their market size. We see on Google Play Store that they've got 50,000 downloads. And why would anyone download it if they weren't going to use it? Bringing the total revenue to just under $5 million. And just a side note, This app definitely cost a bomb to develop and maintain. So Crestron was probably happy to get their return on investment as quickly as possible. Just like any other product, you can sell at a low price, but you better have a huge potential market. And the smaller the potential market, the higher your price has to be. And with a higher price comes expectation of quality. You need to demonstrate your worth. For that reason, it's crucial to deliver a good user experience continuously. Let's go back to the Crestron app real quick. I spotted this last updated in 2018. Did a bit more digging and it looks like this version of the app is no longer supported by the developers because it looks like they've got a new version here. That happens, but when it does, it's good maintenance practice to remove the outdated version. Good maintenance is as important as good development. You go to so much trouble to create a great app, it would be a shame if you damage your reputation because of poor maintenance. If you don't maintain your app, it will get bugs and eventually start randomly crashing. And when your app crashes, so does your reputation. Don't be like that. Here's a video where I go through in-depth into the cost and parts of mobile app maintenance. While you think of what price point works best for your solution, check it out. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you in that one.